a minute. I'm just checking to see if Dr. Friday is back in with us. 'Cause we had to send a new link. Let me see if we got that sorted out.
It won't be easy restoring this place, but it's a
Okay, just trying to get.
we all must face. This country is drowning in a sea of stagnation. What it really needs is serious resuscitation. Cause all the things that are bad have gotten worse. What a dilemma. We got to get this country moving. Let's put it back together, yes. We got a country to build. In our hearts and minds, we must instill. We got to start and make preparation to undertake the great task of rebuilding this nation. It will be a long and hard struggle uphill, but we got this country to build. Tell you.
All right, we just 122. You can call. We're trying to get that link back up with Dr. Friday. I'm not too sure what's happening in this instant. You might when it's one thing, it's another. Okay, so we just hold on a while. But you can call in the interim. I'm sure Dr. Friday is following us.
That's why we can't rely on them to make things better. Cause every time we do, they only make we suffer. So we gotta mobilize ourselves and make a contribution. We the people got to be involved in this country's reconstruction, yes. We got a country to build. It's a commitment we all must fulfill. Let's build it for the next generation, so that they will not inherit a shattered nation. So bring all your tools, your ideas, and a strong will. Cause we got this country to build. There you go.
Anyhow, the numbers to call 784456597, 718-734-5615, and 784498382. That's the WhatsApp number. So we'll try and see. Not too sure why I'm not getting Dr. Friday back in, but we'll see how that works out in a moment. All right, so we'll work on that.
As we all done see, everything now is computer. So preparing ourselves for the next millennium is what we should do. Just take a good look at this country and tell me if it's not true that we got a country to build. And if we don't do it, who will? I am appealing to all citizens, whether you live in England, USA or Sweden, come home with your qualifications and skills. Cause we got this country to build.
Okay, I think we're back. So
Yes, but we are.
I don't know what happened just now, but okay. So
The previous link terminated. We just need to resend it.
okay, all right. So we're back with Dr. Friday. Remember, we also have the WhatsApp lines should be up and working. So the persons who are calling on the WhatsApp, you can call back. Let me see if everything is good and running. Dr. Friday, this week we have into primary school sports on Wednesday and into secondary on Thursday. I'm
Yes.
gonna take the call first though. Let me see. Good afternoon, your times.
Good afternoon, Bert.
Good afternoon,
Listening to the
Mr.
program
Bowman.
and something come to me, and I said, let me call.
Uh,
You know the reason why this man is trying to keep people in poverty?
you're
By
gonna tell
so
us.
doing, he could remain in power for very long. Because it has always been said that a hungry man remember his last meal. You think you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're following you. We made that point, we always make that point, yes. Mhm.
So if a hungry man remember his last meal, so just before election, you could give him something to make him feel a little happy or a little thing. You have it. And that is the seriousness. And I heard people talking about Cuba and Haiti. That is exactly that is what communism is all about. Have you to depend on me who could give you a bread rather than making you independent. Okay, Bert.
Okay, thank you, Brother
For
Bowman.
your comment, trust you're well. Yeah, but Mali also say a hungry man is an angry man. You know, it could go either way. But the point is that um, is well taken. Is that under this present government, people have become poorer. The country has become poorer.
True.
We know that their own poverty study says that since 2008, between 2008 and 2018, which is a period that they studied, that is the period when only they've been in government. They used to brag about the fact that the last period between 1998 and 2008, when indigent poverty went down and poverty overall declined, they took credit for it, even though 3 years out of that period was on the NDP, out of that 10-year period, 98, 99, 2000, into 2001. But they claim that. We say, all right, fine, things improving, that's good for the country. Now, they have a study done by the same people that says that things have gone from bad to worse. And they don't want to publish it. They're finding all kind of excuses. They're finding all kinds of ways to try and trash the work that the people did to make it sound like somehow it is invalid. And that is a problem when you can't accept the report of an independent person or body that you ask to do a certain study, and you're telling them that this is it ain't do right because it give the wrong information. How are you going to be able to trust anything the government puts out? It's part of the challenge you're having now with the census. Where they have a credibility problem. We encourage people to participate in the census, to give the information honestly and accurately, because a lot rides on it, in terms of our understanding of where we are. But you have a government here, they have their own poverty study, which is supposed to be done every 10 years and tells us how we are doing in terms of improving the quality of life of people. And they're burying it. It had to be leaked by somebody in the public service to Daniel Cummings or somebody else in the media so that they can bring it to the public attention. So Tuki is right. Poverty has increased, and the strategy of the government seems to be keep them poor independent. Mitchell was completely the opposite. Mitchell said, give people land, let it build, let it become financially self-sufficient, and they don't have to come beg no politician for nothing. Build a house, buy a car, send the children to school to study this and that, go on a vacation if they want to. Those were the times of independence. It was not accidental. It was a deliberate strategy to empower people, because that was Mitchell's political and philosophical orientation. That is that people should be allowed to help themselves. And what they do with their freedom is their business. We hope that they will come and support us as we're in political office, and they did for many years, the New Democratic Party. But this present administration is suppress, keep them poor, and stay in office by doing all kinds of extra things that we found out in the last the petition that was held in the court, notwithstanding what the judge said. But you see the evidence that came out in the petition
Mhm.
that they were doing all kinds of things to try and that there were irregularities galore. These are things that we are going to correct, and I give people the assurance: don't worry about those things. We have measures in place to correct them. Just come out and support. Nothing can defeat large numbers. If you want to change government, everybody got to take the responsibility. But I take the opportunity. I meet young people. Just one of them I met today in the wharf when I was coming off the boat. And I went up to him. I said, "Boss, what are you doing?" And he chatted. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, you come here to do a job and so forth." I said, "You're keeping abreast of what happening in the country and so forth." Yeah. I said, elections might come up. So he said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "And what you intend to do?" He said, "Well, I'm changing the government. I'm voting in the paper." I said, "Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, my brother. But the most important thing is not the commitment to do so, is to actually come out and do it." And so we left, hopefully, as friends. And I hope that he will take that to heart. But we have to take it one by one. Encourage people. You want to make a change? Take the responsibility to bring the change. Don't leave it for somebody else.
Definitely. Like we were about to speak about the sports.
Oh, yes.
I know the primary school one is Wednesday, so I expect Thursday to hear Brother Terrence bragging as usual.
Well, I'll tell you today, I came up on the fast ferry and he was on the boat as well. And the boat was full because students came up from
Okay.
Union Island, Ganawan, and from Myro. They came up, the primary school children, and they are here. They are excited about competing, and I wish them well. I told them I'll be there, God willing, to cheer them on and so forth, to encourage them. But yes, I know that Stephanie Bong Primary is always a
Mhm.
contender for top school and top performer, and they take it seriously. They were
Yeah,
very keen
definitely.
on the boat coming up, and hats off to them. Do your very best, and again, come out. The members of the public, come out and support them. Come out and see the youngsters. Give them the encouragement. Share them on. This is a family event, really. So I went around and I greeted pretty much all the kids I saw on the boat because I knew that they were coming up for that. Terrence had told me that they were coming up on the boat today, and I said, okay, when I come on the ferry, I'll go and wish them well. And of course, some of them saw me and immediately they would gesturing me to come. "Oh, Friday, come, come." Yeah. On the boat today, which is always nice to see. But on Wednesday, the inter-primary school competition, athletics competition, and then on Thursday for the secondary schools. It's very, very, it's usually very well attended. You have all the schools, the children come out there and they dress up to the nines and so forth, and they're there to support their friends, but also to have a day off from school, a good time too. And for the family
Definitely.
members and friends who come.
I know not getting you into the argument at this time, but I know in fact yesterday I watched the sports in St. Kitts and St. Lucia because
Mhm.
they have now gone to like what started in Jamaica to the weekend because
Mhm.
that allow the parents to also come and participate. And I know there has been a call here locally for it to move to like a Sunday and so forth in terms of that. So it's getting bigger
It's a
and
part of
better.
the challenge there, but is
Mm.
as you know, church and so forth, and particularly for Saturdays, and so the Seventh Adventists would not
Yeah, I
be
think
able.
this Saturday is probably not no because we have to be all
Yeah,
inclusive.
to just do, you mean like successive weekends, one Sunday here and one next Sunday there. But I don't know. There's no shortage of people coming out to these
Yeah.
events, so I don't think that's an issue, to be honest, in terms of attendance and people can sometimes take a day off and go and cheer their children on. It's a fantastic event. So many people come out.
Yes, so we look forward to that, and I know that the news, especially for the secondary school athletes, about the athletic policy of the New Democratic Party and the hope because there a lot of the persons who took part in the Carifta trials are also well coming out of the secondary school, so that should be
Yeah,
extremely competitive
the
also,
twenties. Yeah.
and I think it's there's a lot of things that could happen in sports in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Friday. They just need a government that realize that sports is also important part of the development of St. Vincent and the
Yeah,
Grenadines.
and it is, you have to have the infrastructure in place. But one of the things that we've been highlighting is the fact that so many of the facilities around the country, they were built, and some of them, they have them on the lock and key. It's like they're too precious for the people to use. And others, they are so run down that they can't function. The other day, I was up in Greg's. The hard court there is a parking lot. No, all the lines that were there to demark the court and so forth, you can't see them anymore. Just little traces of them. It's really shocking to see the level of dereliction that you see in some of these facilities. In Rose Hall, similarly in Beckley.
Dr. Friday, just a second. Caller, yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. You have priority, Dr. Friday. Say once a caller come.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, my honorable Dr. Friday.
Thank you, and good
How are
afternoon to you too.
You're good?
Well, I'm managing. I'm coping. Yes.
Need some for the truth.
He good?
Yes.
Okay. Well, congratulations to him and his wonderful, decent speech at Dasha Hill. And I know he will continue to give decent speech and respect St. Vincent and the Grenadine, the nation, especially the ladies and the young
people.
The ladies.
Thank you, my dear. Really, I do appreciate
mothers
it.
and children.
Thank
will
you.
show the respect to them.
Thank
They
you.
wouldn't have to do 2 work and 3 work for 1 P. And if I dead and gone today or tomorrow, hopefully my grandchildren and great-grand will be in good government hand, decent and respectable government hand. And most of all, I am asking him again, the road over to Prospect, which they call Simon, please, if I did and gone, let me feel nice that you help to fix it for those generations who can afford to buy land, and the parents have land in those places just because of the road. They can't walk it, they can't build, they can't do nothing.
Well, I can tell you, Israel Bruce is on top of that. He reminds us, he brings it to our attention all the time.
For them to walk the land and build house and not today and street and in rent house and those things.
Okay.
So I'm asking for that favor.
All right.
So you have a wonderful week, and God bless you, and God will all time bless and continue to bless you and your family and Mr. DeFreitas and his family too. Have a blessing.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I'm grateful for that, for the reassurance, and that the fact that you listened and you appreciated my remarks at up at Dorsetshire Hill and Heroes Day. But I was looking forward to the opportunity in Greg's as well to be there when they started the program, but I had to leave a little bit earlier than when they started, so I wasn't there to say anything. I'd been told that they would like me to, and I really wanted to be there, but they started a little bit than I was present. But I'm sure Senator Bruce was there, and he is, as you know, very dynamic when it comes to meeting people and greeting people and speaking and all that stuff. More than make up for my not being there at the time.
Yeah, I was looking for the speech, but then I saw the activities, so it was very nice. Then actually see the other aspect of it. Dr. Friday, we just have about 5 minutes, but I note that the ULP has put out a list of I call them failed promises. But I have to ask you this one. I see they have one say making at the hall project work. Did I say right? Did I say right?
Work for whom?
I don't know.
You had the Minister of Finance in his entire address there. All they talk about say, they're looking for private sector investors for Otley Hall. That they throw that line in every budget. Now, because I started raising it a few years ago,
Mhm.
every budget I make a point of it, because let me understand. Just tell the young people a little bit about this, because I don't think they appreciate what it is about. What the Otley Hall. We're not just talking about the location. We are talking about the Otley Hall Marine and Shipyard, which was built many years ago by the New Democratic Party. The intention was, it was a very, very big, high expectations for the Otley Hall Marine and Shipyard. The intention was to use this as part of the government's effort to diversify the economy away from bananas. So we have a shipbuilding tradition, a sailing tradition. We have a good location. They built this facility so that we could have ship repair down there at Otley Hall. And it had and has still tremendous potential. The government, when they came into office, all they were obsessed with is having the Hall inquiry to try to demonstrate or to prove that somehow something crooked went on. And they spent millions of dollars trying to do this, to show that NDP was crooked or Sir James was crooked. And all of that was found by the Privy Council to be nonsense, that they did not have a shred of evidence. And so the inquiry just died a natural death. They didn't even pronounce to say, well, we're terminating the inquiry. For years after it just went whimpered away. So nothing came out of that. And rather than say, all right, fine, we're done with that. We're done with the spite work part of it. Now we deal with developing it into a facility that could help to build our economy, give young people good jobs. They just leave it there for rust and ruin. And anybody I challenge, go down there and see the state of Otley Hall. See the state of the facility, how it mash up. The covered, the dry dock that has a covered facility, one of the best in the Caribbean, can't walk now because it mash up. The walls have separated. That is the metal part of it that holds the ships is separated from the walls so that you can't function anymore without water coming in, and so it's no longer a dry dock. That is why I say that we have to bring that facility back, because it could create 100 direct jobs and hundreds of spin-off jobs. Plus, it provides a facility so that our ferry service, our cargo boats, and the pleasure crafts that come here, they can dock up there and they can get their boats clean. They can get repairs done rather than having to go to Grenada and to Trinidad. Those are jobs we could keep here, and so that is something I will give priority to. This ULP government will do nothing, no matter what they put. And you're quite right. That's sham what they say they're putting in there to make Otley Hall work. That's absolute BS, because they have not said anything in their budgets about it. For years, this is a project that the ULP has ignored and hope will just die and not be able to mention. Because what happened? If it succeeds, it would vindicate the vision of Sir James. It will show that the NDP and Sir James had the right idea if this thing were made to succeed. And so they left it there. And that's a charitable interpretation. And we will rebuild it. We will make sure it functions in the way it's supposed to, so it provides jobs as electricians, as welders, as divers, as painting and carpentry, and the spin-off jobs in accounting and security work and secretarial work and all kinds of services that will be related to that. That could be a hub of economic activity in that area of our country, in the southern part of our country. And that's something that we certainly will give absolute priority to make sure that within the first term of an NDP government, Otley Hall is humming again and thriving and creating jobs and opportunities for people and services for our boat owners here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Thank you very much, Dr. Friday.
I just empty talk, more broken promises.
When I saw that one, I had to laugh. Yeah, we are the time in terms of your wrap up.
Well, that is my wrap up, but that is my commitment to the people of this country. You want to create jobs and a thriving economy, we have to do so, putting aside the partisanship and the politics and all that crap. When you form government, you're there to govern for the people, not just to talk about it, but to actually do it. But most of that, you're supposed to govern in the interest of the country. If you're not doing that, you're in the wrong business. You're supposed to govern for the interest of the country. So when there's a facility you could develop it. When there are people who have skills and talent, promote them, give them the jobs. Don't ask them to see their party card and so they vote for. Some of the stories I hear, I can't even believe them when people tell me how members of the ULP treat them and very shamelessly simply saying, you vote for Friday and them or you vote for USS and them, go let it help you. I mean, what kind of country is that? People have a right to vote who they want to. And I'm asking everybody this time, give me a vote. Let me get a strong mandate so we could govern this country in a way that benefits all of us. And that is how we will do it in the NDP. And we have very, very good ideas as to how we can do so. We have to build the economy. You heard me talk about the 4 pillars of the economy? Well, we have said this many, many times, and we will develop them. Agriculture, tourism, the blue economy, which is fishing and outlet haul, and also the new economy. All those things that people don't think of as economy, that is sports, entertainment, and so forth. We will give the opportunity for people to excel at them and to make a living at them. That is a brighter future for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's get it done.
Thank you very much, Dr. Friday. I appreciate you coming on. It's a religious every Monday. Once you're available to be on the program, we do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and all the best for the rest of the week. Thank you very much. Okay, we have come to the end of another